Hello Year 3, it's Miss Allen here. I'm doing a video today on a new maths skill. Can you convert between different units of measure? So we're talking about litres and milliliters today. So if I've got 1 litre, how many milliliters is that? Does anybody know? It's 1,000 milliliters. So to get from litres to milliliters, what have we done? 1 to 1,000. How do you get from 1 to 1,000? You times by 1,000. Now remember, when we're timesing by 1,000, so we've got thousands, hundreds, tens and units. So we've got the number 1. If we were to times by 10, that would make 10. So we move 1 placeholder to the left. If we're going to times by 100, that would be 100. We move 2 placeholders. Now if we're going to times by 1,000, we're going to move 3 placeholders. So it's going to become 1, 2, 3. So it's going to become 1,000. So why are we converting litres to millilitres? So for example, if you've got a question that asks 200 millilitres plus 465 millilitres plus 2 litres, to successfully add that up, we need to convert this to the same unit as the other two. So we need to know what the litres are in millilitres to be able to actually add this sum up. So that's why it's helpful for us to know how to convert litres to millilitres. So like we've said, 1 litre is 1,000 millilitres. So what's 2 litres going to be? So remember, we've got to times this number by 1,000. So 2 times 1,000, and let's draw our placeholders. So we've got 2. I'm going to times it by 1,000, so it's going to move 3 places. So the 2 is going to become 1, 2. It's going to become there. It's going to be 1,000. So 2,000, and we've not got any other number. So we're going to put zeros as a placeholder. So it becomes 2,000. So 2 litres is 2,000 millilitres. So then we could add this up properly, couldn't we? Because we could do 200 plus 465 plus 1,000. Oh, it's not 1,000, is it? Plus 2,000. And then you'd add it up in your column method. Yeah, so that's how why we convert bigger units into smaller units. Okay, so I've got a few different amounts of litres here, and we're going to see if we can convert them into millilitres. So we've done 2 litres already. Can you remember what 2 litres was? It was 2,000 millilitres. Okay, so with that in mind, what's 5 litres going to be? So if 2 litres is 2,000 millilitres, 5 litres, we need to times 5 by 1,000. So that's 5,000. 5,000 millilitres. Okay, so now what's 10 litres? So we've got our thousands, hundreds, tens and units, and we've actually got 10. So we've got 110, 0 units. So we're still going to move our 110 3 places along. So that means we're going to need to introduce our 10,000s. 10,000. So we're going to move our 1, 2, 3. So the 1 is going to be in our 10,000s. And then our 0 is going to move along to thousands. And then we're going to fill the other in with placeholders of 0. So it's now 10,000. So 10 litres is 10,000 millilitres. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, what is 15 litres going to be? So we're using that same technique for the 10 litres. So 10 litres was 10,000 millilitres. What's 15 litres going to be? 15 times 1,000. So let's work it out again. So we've got... So we've got 15, 110, 5 units. We're moving our 1 up, 1, 2, 3. So the 1 is going to be in our 10,000s. The 5 is in our units, and that's going to move up 3. So the 5 is going to go 1, 2, 3. The 5 is going to be in our thousands. And then we're going to fill the other placeholders with zeros. So 15,000. Well done if you got that right. 15,000 millilitres is 15 litres. Let's try another one. Okay, this one's slightly different now because we've introduced some decimals. So we've got 1.75 litres. So let's draw our place values. So we've got 1.75. So we've got 1 unit, we've got 7 tenths and 5 100ths. So 1.75. So we still need to times by 1,000. So we're moving up 3 place values. So we're making the number 1,000 times bigger. So the 1 is going to move up 1, 2, 3. So the 1 is going to become 1,000. The 7 tenths is going to become 1, 2, 3. So the 7 is going to become 700. The 5 is going to move up 1, 2, 3, and is going to become a 10. Then we've only got units left with 0 in. So you've got 1,750. So 1.75 litres is 1,750 millilitres. Okay, we're going to do a similar one now, 3.5 litres. So we've not got the hundreds this time, only got the unit and the tenth. So we're going to draw thousands, hundreds, tens, units, decimal place, tenth. So we've got 3, decimal place 5, 3.5, 3.5. So we're going to move, we're timesing by 1,000, so we need to make this 1,000 times bigger, move our numbers up 3 place values. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. The 3 is going to become 3,000. The 5 goes over our decimal place 1, 2, 3 and becomes 100. So 3,500. 3,500 millilitres. So we've converted litres into millilitres. Now we can look at converting millilitres into litres, because sometimes you might want the answer to be in litres. So for example, you might want, the question might be 2 litres plus 3 litres plus 15,000 millilitres. And to add that up correctly, we want to put this millilitres into litres, so we could add it up. So we're going to see now how we can convert millilitres into litres. So litres into millilitres, we times by 1,000. So to go the opposite way, what we're going to do? So to make millilitres into litres, we're going to divide by 1,000. So what's 15,000 millilitres in litres? So what we need to do is divide by 1,000. So 15,000, you've got 10,000s, you've got thousands, you've got hundreds, tens, units, and we're going to divide. So we're going to, instead of making the number bigger, we're making the number smaller. So we want to divide by 1,000. So we're going to go backwards now. So our 1 is going to go back 1, 2, 3. So the 1 is going to go there. The 1 is going to be 110. The 5 is going to go back 1, 2, 3 and be a unit, 5 units. Now the zeros just cancel out then now, because we don't need to put zeros on the end of our number. We've got 1, 10, 5 units, so 15. So 15,000 millilitres is 15 litres. So again, I've got some different amounts of millilitres now, and we're going to convert them into litres. So let's start with this one, 1,000 millilitres. So 1,000 millilitres into litres. So we're going to draw our thousands, hundreds, tens, units. We've got 1,000 and we want to divide by 1,000. We're going to move our numbers 3 place values to the right. So we want to make it smaller, because this way is making it bigger, this way makes it smaller. So we're going to move, this 1 is going to go 1, 2, 3 to the right. So the 1 is now going to become a unit. And then all these zeros cancel out. so it's just 1. So 1,000 millilitres is 1 litre. So it's the same as how we worked it out before. We did 1 litre equals 1,000 millilitres. You can see that now that's correct, that we've worked it out right. Okay, let's try a different one. Let's try this one. 4,500 millilitres is what in litres? So we're going to do thousands, hundreds, tens and units, moving 3 places to the right. So we're going back 3 places of our place value. So the 4 is going to go 1, 2, 3. The 4 is going to become a unit. Now, the 5 needs to go back 3 as well. 1, 2, 3. But we haven't got that place value grid in yet, have we? So what comes after the unit? Can you remember? It's the decimal place. So we need our decimal place. Then we've got our tenths. So the 5 is going to become 1, 2, 3. And then the zeros just cancel out because we don't need to put zeros on the end. 4.5. So 4,500 millilitres is 4.5 litres. Let's try 5,500 millilitres. So 5,500. So we've got thousands, hundreds, tens and units. We're going to move back 3 places. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. The thousands become units. So 5,000 becomes 5 units. The 500 needs to go back 3 now. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And again, we need our decimal place in. And the 5 becomes a tenth. 5.5 litres is 5,500 millilitres. Okay, so we're trying now 700 millilitres. So I've written it up 700, hundreds, tens and units, and I've written in the rest of our place value grid to the right. So we're going to move our 700 3 place values. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3. So the 7 is going to go here. Now we can't have just 0.7. There's got to be a placeholder in the units column. There's got to be a placeholder here for us to have something in this part after the decimal place. So we're just going to put a 0. So this is going to be 0.7. So 0.7 litres is 700 millilitres. So in this lesson we have done our learning challenge. Can you convert between different units of measure? So we've done our litres converted into millilitres, and to do that we times by 1,000. Now we've also practiced our millilitres into litres, and to do that we divide by 1,000. So you can see how they can switch between them quite easily. Litres to millilitres we times by 1,000. Millilitres back to litres we divide by 1,000. Okay, so I'm going to put some questions up now for you to do and see how you get on. Good luck. See you later.